Mm, mm, mm. Well, let me get started in a minute. Into one is fine. Okay, so I watched the whole fight, right? Not the day it happened, but today, and for 32 minutes. And Deontay Wilder's defending his championship, the WBC title, and obviously this is a rematch with Tyson Fury. And we know Tyson Fury's a big dude, weigh over 273 pounds, I believe, and Deontay Wilder coming in as 213 pounds, and so it's a 60-pound difference. Okay, as you can see, man. I mean, he was stepping up. Tyson Fury was stepping up his game. I mean, with that 1-2 punch, stepping in, putting all his weight and knocking out for the most part Deontay Wilder. Now, if you analyze this, going back to like I'll say round three, maybe nearly round four, that's when I knew okay, something is off about Mr. Wilder here, because it wasn't the same boxer that fought Tyson Fury, a year ago or whatever, and and claiming his title. This is something more of like okay, unprepared. I believe he was unprepared mentally because just coming out there, man, his stance wasn't the best. He was off balance, and I know he got shot. Got pretty much got hit in the ear a lot, and it's throw off his balance, his equilibrium. And many announcers and referees was pointing that out. They actually called the doctor because of that, man. And it was just things going on, man. But I want to say this before I get into too much of the negatives that I do respect Wilder's determination, his toughness, his physical toughness was standing in that ring and enduring that punishment there. And it wasn't his best fight. It's one of those, those losses, extreme losses. I mean, Mike Tyson lost before, and he was one of the best. So you're gonna take some L's. And yeah, it's unfortunate because it's Black History Month. You don't want any African American boxer getting beat like this. They keep talking about this long, lengthy British guy, but hey, I mean, Tyson Fury got some. I mean, he's a big dude, big solid dude, man. He can box, pretty good, and he's just changed up his game plan and made a lot of adjustments. And this is something that I observed watching this fight here. But man, I really wish Wilder would have won this fight because this would pretty much solidify him to be like one of the top, easily in the discussion as one of the best heavyweight um, boxers in our generations, compared to like Anthony Joshua. Now Tyson Fury is going against Anthony Joshua. I believe he should, and that's going to be a great fight because Anthony Joshua had to redeem himself from Andy Ruiz, and he did a really good job on that. And it's just more of a redemption, and I feel like maybe Mr. Fury was very hungry against Wilder. He was real relaxed, but it's just something really didn't seem right. I mean, he threw out his game plan. I mean, I know he was talking to JDS, was one of the main trainers there, and he threw Mr. Mark Breland under the bus. He said, "Okay, while you decide to throw in the towel now." Around the seventh round, he was catching his balance a little bit, and I felt like he was duking it up and trying to square it off. And a lot of boxers feel betrayed or feel like, okay, it's a trust issue here that you feel like I can't really endure myself and go ahead and handle my own as a boxer, even though I won all these fights. But you want to protect my health. I understand that you don't want him to have permanent brain damage. But thing is, just let him continuously to come on and fight the fight. Well, this is when he had a disagreement with Mark Breland. Mark Breland was like, "Hey, man, I had to throw in the towel. I'm protecting your future. We're gonna live so you can live and fight another day. That's it, man. Get back into the training regimen. Let's get you back healthy." I mean, it just felt like things are not going in your corner, and it's more like a forfeit, like in chess, like you just knocked the king down. But people said that if he did not throw in that towel, it would be a 10% possibility that he would land in a home run punch. Okay, it's a low probability, but 10% probability that possibility that he would let a home run punch against Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury probably would have been, days in the deuce, man, because boxing is all mental for the most part. Man, people say, 9% mental, 10% physical, but you got to get your your original footwork in. But once losing all that stamina and stuff like that, man, and so it's 3 rounds, man, you could get extremely tired. But man, with this, I don't think this is a really a huge end of his career. It's a little disappointing, to see my man go down like this, man. But I mean, you just have to, remain and keep your composure. But I kind of disagree with firing Mark Breland. I believe that you could at least talk to him because Mark Breland saved his life. He saved his career in many occasions, man. I mean, which was a very pinnacle of his success. But it was very unprofessional how Jay Diaz came on there and just said threw him under the bus. Said, hey, he's the one who threw in the towel. And Wilder's very emotional this particular time. I know you lost your title. It's gonna be kind of hard to obtain that back, and you just feel that okay, I'm losing all over in the sports world because of this one fight. But you keep moving forward, man. You got UFC fighters. I know it's a little bit different, but UFC fighters got knocked out in like 30 seconds. I mean, at least you kind of, had put some rounds in. I mean, you were winning at first. You was landing some punches. I believe he landed like maybe like 12 or 16 punches, something like that, and throwing like 30 something in the first and second round. But when that third round got there, man, just almost had a TKO falling around. I mean, just it was really very sloppy on this game here. And that probably inspired Mark Breland to be like, okay, let's go ahead and just forget about it, throw in the towel. Let's keep it moving, man. But at the same time, your health is extremely important, Mr. Wilder. You're gonna fight for another day. I mean, you made about, I believe, like 30 million off of this. And I know he do a lot of things outside of the ring, so he can kind of capitalize on that. But it's just something that you got to look in the film room. And with this, the footwork got to be a little bit better. You master the basic fundamentals of boxing here. And I was looking at Floyd, how he stood up toe to toe with Canelo, and everybody used to keep saying, "Oh, well, Floyd is just so defensive. He always running away, but he know how to get those points, man. It's all about those points and not tiring yourself out unnecessarily." And he was able to toe to toe with him, boom, boom, jab, boom, and hit him and move around and maneuver all over the ring. So I will say with Mr. Wilder here, with the heavyweight, that him moving around with his weight, it was good. It was good movement. Head movement is okay, but you had to capitalize on it. I just think that Tyson Fury was a little bit more aggressive on here, and he wanted to make it a statement here, and he did. I believe he was the better fighter. Who knows that if they would have stayed duke it out in all 12 round, hey, it could have all turned around. And the only thing is, have you noticed that Fury licked the side of Deontay Wilder's neck? I just thought that was kind of crazy. I mean, that was very I don't know, he was trying to taunt him or get some of his blood. It was just weird. Like he said, you want to taste his blood. So I was just like, oh man. So you can see the announcer's like, oh goodness, you got Tyson Fury. When did you see that weird movement he did with his tongue? Like, it was just freaking crazy. But I was like, man. But man, I mean, we got to catch this L, y'all. I mean, with Mr. Wilder here, it's it's a sad day for boxing, man. But hey, man, some of those you can't win them all, bro. I mean, it's one of those things that Anthony Joshua will redeem himself, man. He can probably be in that era, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna fight for the belt next year. It's always make sure you're gonna fight for the belt next year and regain his crown and just learn from his mistakes. But firing Mr. Mark Breland, I think that's a little too much, man. And I'm just kind of lost of words on that. Now, according to my source says, is that Breland had worked with Wilder since his first year as a professional boxer alongside head trainer Jay Diaz, right? Though Breland has largely been credited with teaching Wilder the subtle nuisance of being an elite world champion. That's completely true. Breland is 56, is a retired world champion who won a gold medal in '84 Olympics. Wilder's 34 from Alabama. Yahoo Sports Kevin Lowe on Monday that Breland will no longer be part of his training team moving forward. The former WBC title holder blamed his ring walk suit as the reason he lost to Fury and also indicated he couldn't work with Breland any longer after the trainer asked the referee to stop the fight. Okay, so you're referencing that costume here. The costume, I believe, is like 40 pounds or whatever. He said he kind of lost his footing there and he was just too hot and he just couldn't focus. But just because this was a major loss, it's not on Breland's fault, man. Seeing the success that he had in '84, gold Olympics, world champion, made you a world champion. It's just seeing this and seeing him fired from your team. He's no longer going to be part of your success anymore. It's sad. It's really sad, man. I don't know who's going to replace him. But I just think that, the whole team, this whole organization, man, is probably going to be going down at this moment. Like, JDS just went against him. But, I mean, how can you just do that, man? I mean, I would have just, talked him to the side. Like, yeah, I disagree with you throwing in that towel. I feel like you didn't really have faith in me in that particular match. But let me keep going. Let me keep going until, it's to the point that I mean, yeah, he was getting railed throughout the whole match. I sit up here and say that. I mean, all in the corner, very passive with his jabs, holding a lot, trying to catch his belt. I mean, it was just something that it very just caught him off guard. I was gonna sit up here and say that it caught him off guard, and he just couldn't perform anymore. He couldn't perform his best, and these are the things that we got to go back for and look at. It's not trainer's fault, man. I mean, see him, you see the footage, how you put in the work, 44-1, man, bro. Like, I mean, these are extraordinary records, man. I can see you losing like inconsistently to the point like, okay, you lose one, lost one, you know, and you never had a shot at a title. Now you've been possessed a world title. This is something that you should give a chance, man. I mean, now you lost your belt, but you can get it right back. And it's funny how like it is in the NBA or the NFL. It's like when you win a Super Bowl ring, nobody can take that away from you. You know, unless you do something crazy out in the civilian world. But for the most part, nobody can take that away from you. Even you're supposed to be the defending champs. And say you win the Super Bowl, but next year you went to the Super Bowl and lost. It's not like they're going to take your previous Super Bowl, you know. So it is a little different, you know, in the boxing because you know you want to stay on top and you want to retire on top. You want people to forcibly take that stuff away from you. And I feel like you know the only way they can do that is dominate you in that ring, like we just witnessed yesterday. But all in all, Wilder can move forward from this. But I have to give Tyson Fury credit. Yeah, he beat the brother down, and he just kept his composure, man. I mean, he was aggressive when he needed to. Did not let up at all. Defense was decent, man. He really represent the UK pretty good, man, as far as this boxing universe here, and we have nothing to do, just give him props. But I really would like to see Deontay Wilder redeem himself on this, and I don't know who's going to be what boxer, you know, at least they're going to set it up. But, you know, just going in and train, man. Just get your diet together, man, stamina. And I know as a heavyweight, it's completely different as being a cruiserweight or a featherweight. But at the same time, man, you can't just fire your team. Your people that just kind of help you, and it was pinnacle to your success. That's all I really have to say. You know, if they was a really good advocate for your success, and then you just have a one-bag match, I don't believe they deserve to be fired. I mean, I could be wrong. I want to hear people's response on this though, but you shouldn't be fired. Seriously. I mean, Mark Breland, I mean, it's a G, bro. I mean, you say he's understand that he was looking out for me and trying to do what he felt was right, but this is my life, my career. I accept my wishes. Man, okay, now Wilder has frankly and absurdly said in the past that he wanted a body on his record. I don't know how you still feel about that. Which basically means he desired to kill an opponent in a boxing ring, and the only way for him to do that, he has to be in the boxing ring for a long time. I mean, I don't know if he's saying that just for clout though. You don't want to kill a man. I remember Sugar Ray Robinson, he did that, and he wasn't right ever since, bro. But hey, just gotta chalk it up, man. You're a warrior. We believe in you. It's not gonna affect your reputation to the point that you can't do anything, man. I mean, it was just looking out for your health and just foreseeing your future, man. It reminds me of Mike Shanahan was coaching for the Washington Redskins when we had Robert Griffin III. And you remember that Robert Griffin III, man? He was playing with the Washington Redskins. He was really good until then they got to that playoffs his second year, and he had a torn knee, and they kept him in longer, and he had been right ever since, man. Instead of benching him because he was just focusing, I want the playoff win, I want the Super Bowl win, all this type of stuff though, and cost that young man his whole future, man. And now he was like a second string and bench, IR. He was second string with the Baltimore Ravens. He's slowly getting his stuff back together. I remember he was on commercials. He was on everything. He was breaking records. One impressive game was him against the New Orleans Saints. Though was doing really great. But, oh, no, man, I'm not going to draw this too long. But this is how I really feel. Don't necessarily agree with the firing of Mark Breland. This is something that needs to be taught. Need to sit down and conversate with one another, man, about this loss here. Strategize it, learn from it, and keep moving. And just build your legacy up. That's it. It's going to take time. You're in a different mindset. You're in a different weight class. The heavyweight division is very tough, man. You know, you're going against people that's like way bigger than you. A 60-pound weight difference, you know? And I didn't see no quit in him, but it was just he was just off balance. I mean, it was just to the point that okay, you don't need to be suffering any type of damages, internal damages right here, man. You know, it's not worth it. He got in the bag. We get him next time. We get the belt next time. It's just a belt, bro. Keep moving. You know, and that's the mindset we got to get in. You know, I'm not sure how motivating it was, but I mean, for the most part, the point that you dominated so far in the boxing ring, besides this match, it says a lot. You know, and be able to be held a title, the WBC, it says a lot about your character. That okay, something is working within your team. You know, but just let it go. Keep moving forward. Catch the L. I catch the L with Mr. Deontay Wilder. That's my dude here. I respect him and like how he was changing the game in the heavyweight division, but it's just things wasn't going on in his favor. So that's the cards you play, man. But there's a little disgusted though. You know, Mark Breland's gone now, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So that's all we have to say. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, please, man. Appreciate you. Right, appreciate people tuning in for real. Please donate to the channel if you can. At Young Link Junior on the Cash App, man. And if you want to interview, set up an interview, go ahead and message me. I appreciate that as well. But that's all I really have to say about the Deontay Wilder situation, man. It is what it is, bro. Like we gotta just gotta move forward. You guys take care. I'm out.